Show of hands, who here has ever tried to learn a new language? Then you probably know the highs and lows of it. One day you retain everything, the next day your brain shows error 404 when it comes to language. I've been wanting to add a third language to my wheelhouse, but surprisingly being bilingual has caused some challenges. And as well, for those of you that are also bilingual, can you relate to this feeling that whenever you add a new word, you're just crossing the mental wires for other words and you're just about to short circuit and forget everything? I've heard it's easier to learn a new language when it relates to your native tongues. For example, I speak English and Spanish, so theoretically, Italian and French would be quote unquote easier. But no, I decided to go in the complete opposite direction when it comes to learning languages, and I started learning Japanese. The question is, why? Well, I chose it because when I watch anime, I want to be able to truly listen to the amazing job of these Japanese voice actors, instead of using all my focus and trying to read the subtitles flying at the speed of light. Like, dude, listening to this guy's voice and hearing mine, I'm just like, dang, I wish my voice was deeper because that would be so cool to listen to.
祝願を果たすためにお前がいるんだ、エリー。すまない、デリエリー。もうお前を守ることもそばにいてやることもでき。
Yeah, you can still enjoy all these things Japan has to offer, like music and shows, but if there are no subtitles, you have no clue what they're saying. Famous example, there's a song called Yori ni Kateru. The English name is Into the Night by Yasobi, which absolute banger. Totally recommend looking it up. But from just hearing the music, you would think the theming matches the tempo, the mood, and how poppy it is. But no, you'd be completely wrong. The song is about a Romeo and Juliet scenario where the two lovers commit unalive. I gotta phrase it like that because if I don't, the YouTube overlords will be after my head. But after learning that, it did pique my interest more with learning Japanese, because I want to know what is happening. Because yes, enjoying something blindly is fun, but I really like to be in the know. And now, as of recent, when I went to Anime Expo, so many booths were run by Japanese speakers, and I really wanted to communicate with them, but there was a language barrier. Yeah, watching anime, one does pick up words here and there, especially when they're on their own, but still having a proper way to learn definitely helps. I've been using Duolingo, not sponsored, maybe one day, but as of right now, I have to memorize all the hiragana to move on to the next section. It doesn't seem bad, there's only 46 symbols, but then I have to learn the kanji, and with kanji, there's over 2,000 characters, with more being added every year, so the skill gap is pretty big. Like, going to Japan right now, if y'all seen Titanic, do you remember that one scene where the guy's flipping through his book and he's trying to read the language while Jack and Rose are running? That's gonna be me, but instead just looking for the toilet. So being able to speak Japanese while in Japan would make it so much easier. I've already been lost in a country once not knowing the language. Definitely don't need to do that a second time. Okay, you're probably wondering, what's the story for this? So, you know what? Sit back, relax, get some hot cocoa. I'll give you a quick little rundown of what happened. My family and I, we traveled to France, and the thing is, I was the only one that spoke quote-unquote French. Honestly, from what I said earlier, probably should have gone France first because it was easier and learned French before I jumped to Japanese. But anyways, hindsight's 2020. So, while I'm there, I'm the only one that can quote-unquote communicate. So, we're trying to figure out how to get from the train station to our Airbnb, which is outside of Paris. We were trying to figure out, oh, can you walk there? No, it was like 15-something miles. And it was already past midday. So that was out of the option. We were trying to think of an Uber. That costs an arm and a leg. So then we're like, okay, let's see, how's the train system? And the thing is, I felt so helpless looking at the whole list and just being like, I don't understand diddly. So I tried talking to people in English. Nobody really talked English. I tried Spanish thinking that it would work. It didn't really. Somehow, miracle of God, we managed to actually get to our Airbnb, settle on for the night. But the next day we wanted to go to Disneyland. Again, on the train, not really knowing where we're going. And there was this lady behind us that was practicing Spanish with her kid. So I was trying to ask her, hey, is this the stop for Disneyland? And she's like, give me this look like, bro, I don't understand you at all. And I'm like, you were speaking Spanish? I thought this would work. Let's try some English. It didn't work. I even said Disneyland, and this lady gave a puzzled look. And I'm just like, how is that not universally known? But fair enough. So we eventually made it. Moral of the story is, knowing 3 phrases ain't communicating and knowing how to travel. So I'm not doing that again. Alrighty. End of story. You're nice and comfy. Did you finish your hot cocoa? Do you want to top it off a little bit more? I don't know. But still, it's a fun story to have, and it would be so much fun going to Japan and actually getting stories from people that live there. Like, I would love to run into an old man that lives in Shinjuku and just ask him, hey, how long have you been living here? What's some crazy stories you have? What's something I can take home and pass on to more people that I know? Because, again, souvenirs are nice, but stories are so much better because these are things that aren't easily replicated. It's not made of plastic. It's not terrible quality. It's like, no, this was a genuine person's life, and you get to sit down and experience all those things with them. So that's why I really like languages as well, because it opens up to more stories. And I'm a sucker for a good story. Thank you guys so much for reaching the end card. Honestly, this video was definitely different from the Anime Expo one. A lot less videos. You probably had the idea it looked like a PowerPoint presentation. But I'm just glad I was able to get the video out. Quality will improve over time, obviously, and going to events and recording, things are definitely going to look a lot nicer and a lot more professional. To be honest, this video was kind of a learning curve sort of video. Still, I wanted to give something that was fun and good and entertaining, but at the same time, learn along the way. And again, I'm just so thankful that you took the time to watch this video. I genuinely mean that from the bottom of my heart. Some updates. I'm going to be going to a convention in October, so look forward to that video. Honestly, everything just comes and goes, but this is making me so happy because I'm going to experience so many new things, and I'm able to share it with you guys. So I hope you have fun along the ride. Thanks. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'm actually curious, comment down below if you could learn any language. Like, you say, I want to learn this one, and you instantly know it fluently. What language would you pick? Obviously, mine's Japanese, but I'm really curious to see how far and wide you guys go with it.